on this episode of the Sorority Chat podcast.
I always tell people your first game is going to be the most stressful. You are overwhelmed. There's a lot going on. People are moving and you feel like everybody knows what they're doing at the table except you. When in reality, nobody knows what they're doing at the table, including you. And we are all in this together. So ask questions when you're walking into a room and you don't know where to sit. You want to sit with somebody who smiles at you and looks friendly, but also not if they're like advanced and playing for money.
Hey y'all, and welcome to Sorority Chat. I'm Liz Toombs, a designer and sorority alum who's obsessed with all things Greek life. My mission? To bring you real conversations, smart insights, and fun stories that help make sorority living even better. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's chat. Welcome back, friends. It's another episode of Sorority Chat, and today I am determined to make a Mahjong fan out of you if you aren't already one. Joining me is Kristel Powell from Texas and leader of Troop Mahjong, and she is going to talk all things Mahjong with us, and we're going to talk about how it's a great sisterhood event, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Welcome, Kristel.
Thank you so much for having me, Liz. I am honored to be a guest.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you. You and I met years ago at the Southern Sea Summit, and we've been connected on Instagram ever since. And so you always do the most fun things. Oh. And the latest venture is this Troop Mahjong.
Yes.
So how did you get started?
Well, a friend of mine taught me Mahjong in 2021, and it was just her with some girlfriends, and I felt extremely overwhelmed but determined to learn. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest things about Mahjong is how ASMR it is. The colors are wonderful. I'm a tablescape girly, so seeing all the different mats and racks and tiles and the different colors and styles they came in, that's what initially drew my attention to it. I, of course, had seen Crazy Rich Asians, so I saw the Mahjong scene, and when I started hearing the word, I thought, okay, I really want to learn how to do this. I learned and I played every week for 3 months with these girls, and I was determined to get it. It took a while for it to click in my brain, to be honest with you. But after the first meetup, I bought the mat, I bought the set, I bought the racks, I bought a bag, I bought it all. I was very heavily invested and determined to learn. And then once it clicks and you get your first win, it is infectious and it's so wonderful. And I think the big thing, aside from the beautiful colors that drew me into it, was just the tablescape. Just the conversations around the table.
Yep.
So you're playing this game and all of the barriers of small talk are gone. And so you're playing and your brain is thinking of the game, but then you're asking about how your day has been. What do you do for work? Are you married? Do you have children? You want to get drinks after this? And so it was that element of community that I never knew existed with Mahjong that really has kept me going and has kept me wanting to continue to spread it. And so now as an instructor, I not only am teaching the game and trying to methodically think of a way to communicate this that is not intimidating and is not scary, because there's a lot going on in the game. It's not just like bunko. Everyone always says, is this bunko? And I say, it's the new bunko, but it is much more complicated than bunko, because in bunko, you're just rolling for a 6. In Mahjong, there's a lot more moving parts to the game, but it's beautiful and it sucks you in. And once you're in, you're a lifer. So it's a lifestyle. I started my company, Troop Mahjong, a little over a year ago, and it combines my favorite film, which is Troop Beverly Hills, with my love of Mahjong. And so it's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it ASAP. It's such a feel-good film to watch with your mom, your best friends, your daughters. It's such a fun film. So in the film, they are trying to be essentially Girl Scouts, wilderness girls, and they're trying to earn patches based on accomplishments, just like in Girl Scouts. Well, they are not the wilderness type of girls. They're not starting fires. They're not going on trails. So my Mahjong girls, we're not wilderness girls. We are not going to go camping outside. We are not going to take a moonlit trail. That's just not us. So I created these fun stickers that my students and participants earn. They look like patches, like Girl Scout patches, but they're all designed for different accomplishments and different wins that you can get in Mahjong. And so my girls collect them. I designed a little book that they go in, and all throughout the lesson, they are feeling good because we're celebrating little wins. And I'm a Lisa Frank girly. I loved
Yes.
stickers growing up, and I didn't know where to put them. And so I think intentionally giving you a book saying, like, it's okay to put them on this book. I have a lot of girls who collect them on their laptops and water bottles, but they're bright and they're colorful, and it's a feel-good element along the lesson. And I think that's what I was missing. I needed a little bit more fanfare when I finally won and got my first Mahjong, because my brain was oozing out of my ears at that point, and I worked so hard for it. And after everyone said, like, congratulations, it was kind of it. And I was like, no. But do you know how hard I tried to get this? So I really try to make my students feel empowered with these stickers. And there are over 200 to collect. And so when you come to any Troop Mahjong event, you continuously bring your book. And every time you bring your book, you earn more stickers. And there's always one participation that you will get based on the theme of the event, because every event has a theme. I mean, as a sorority girly, I loved a theme party. I loved a theme date night. And I don't think we have a lot of those in adult life, unfortunately. No. So I'm trying to create more themed events, more themed dinners, more themed Mahjong nights. So we just had a Barbie Mahjong theme last month. This month is Sex and the City themed. And so you are encouraged every time to dress up. So I always want people to feel like you can dress up. I don't want to make it mandatory for my ladies who have social anxiety and it's already hard enough for them to go in a room with women they don't know. But I highly encourage it. So when you come to the Sex and the City Mahjong, whatever girl you're dressed up as, that's the merit sticker you're going to earn. And so they have like fun sayings that are connected to Mahjong.
That's so cool that you've come up with the whole concept of themes. Like I love that so much. And I want to come back to the themes in a second. Yes. You said, though, at the beginning, it took a second for the game to click for you. So like, how long was it before you were like, okay, I get this?
Honestly, probably 3 meetups. And each meetup was about 2 hours. Now, with our meetups, my friend was teaching me as we were playing. It wasn't a true lesson. And so I feel like had I gone to one of my lessons, it might have clicked a little bit easier. Now, taking all those things that I've learned as a player and coming into a room where I don't know anything and all the girls do, I keep that in mind. And so when you learn Mahjong, you need a card. So essentially, Mahjong is a tile game. It is a pickup and a discard game where you will always have 13 tiles. You need 14 tiles to win. Essentially, that last tile you draw is your winning tile. Now, as the game progresses, you're always pulling a tile and discarding. So everybody around the table is doing that. So your flow of tiles changes. But unlike poker, where you just have runs in your head that you know you need to go for, Mahjong, you have a card. The card changes every year. It is a trifold card. It is, I want to say it's like 90 lines. There are so many different variations of them.
There are.
But when you first hand somebody a card, it is extremely intimidating because one, you're just looking at 3 colors that are associated and they're all dispersed in there. And then you're looking at numbers. So when I first saw this, I kept thinking, I don't like math. I don't want to play a math game. This isn't fun to me. And then it was as I was playing and people were explaining it to me, you're truly just matching the number. But it is very intimidating to show a beginner the card. So as an instructor, I actually had this lovely, and I'll show you, I have one right here, this lovely simplified card. So I had a woman design this. This is what you get when you come to my lesson. You get to keep it. It breaks down the tiles because there are 160 tiles. And then it gives you less line options, but the easiest ones. And so with my students, we walk through, we make some of the lines together to visualize what the Mahjong should look like, especially in sections like consecutive, where you don't have to start at the number they tell you. You can start at any number. And so we do that as a table. There's 4 to a table. And I think the visualization of that and kind of the touching of it feels a little bit more like you're in control of learning, as opposed to someone just speaking to you and saying, like, you'll figure it out. Because no, you should definitely have a little bit more hands-on instruction. And so that has helped. I teach all the time now, and I love it. Seeing women click, seeing the game click in your head and seeing women form these connections and these friendships is what led me to want to create Troop Mahjong Society, which is a separate portion of my company. It's a member-only portion. So just like in recruitment and in a country club, you have to apply to be in it. There is a long little form. You will link a photo of yourself. You will link your social media handles. You will tell me what you do. You'll tell me why you want to join. There's a bunch of other questions about Mahjong, about your life, because I really wanted to be intentional and curate a wonderful community of women, both local and throughout the United States, that could be in my society. So I think we have 100, and I think we're just shy of 190 ladies.
Oh, wow.
And it is incredible. We just launched, I think in April. It's been great.
That is so cool.
It is. And I love seeing it. I came from junior league. I did 10 years in junior league and I loved it.
Same. We have a very similar life path. The sorority, the junior league, the Troop Beverly Hills love, give it all to me.
Exactly. And I think there's more of us out there, which is why I'm trying to make myself more available for people to find me. Like, come join the society. We want you here. Yes, I am making sure you're a certain type of woman, but it's mostly just that you're going to be normal and like what I have to offer in a society. But it is incredible. So I tried very hard to, as an influencer, I used to get a lot of PR boxes. And you get a lot of brands sending you gifts and you feel so special because they go above and beyond. They're putting their best foot forward. They are using the branded tissue paper. They're using the sticker. They are writing you a hand note. They are including other things in their brand that maybe other customers wouldn't have access to. So with my Troop Mahjong Society members, I wanted to curate a welcome box that was above and beyond. And I wanted them to essentially feel the way I did as an influencer receiving these PR boxes. Yeah. And so the welcome boxes are gorgeous. They're beautiful. I've partnered with so many of my Mahjong small business friends to include them. And it is wonderful. So obviously they got green berets and heart-shaped sunglasses. I mean, it's obvious that had to be
a theme is a theme is a theme, right?
Listen, this is our theme till we die. This is my life now. And I love it. So again, I'm thinking, how can I make this more Troop Mahjong like? How can I make this more Troop Beverly Hills like? So now we have Camp Troop Mahjong coming up. So it's supposed to be your summer camp for adults mixed with dinner parties and Mahjong. So we're not going to be doing anything outdoorsy except pool Mahjong.
Thank goodness. Mm-hmm.
But it's at the end of July. We sold out. We have 40 lovely campers attending. If you're a TMS member, a Troop Mahjong Society member, you're going to come on Thursday. And non-members will come on Friday, and every night is a different dinner party theme. We have crafts because it wouldn't be camp without a craft, but all the crafts are Mahjong related. We're actually having on Saturday, my favorite speaker, her name is Kathy. She is a Gallup Strength Finder speaker. So in the junior league, one of our perks was you got to find out your top 5 strengths. And Kathy came and spoke, and she did a whole talk to everybody and got to learn what all these different strengths mean. And so when I put this together, I was like, Kathy, you have to come, please. I want the girls to know what their top 5 strengths are because it helped me. I learned when I was 25 and I was so proud of my strengths. I put them on my resume. I'm pretty sure nobody read it, but I was so proud to know, to identify what those were and to work towards my strengths and use that. So the girls are going to figure that out. Plus, it wouldn't be camp without being sorted into a tribe. In Mahjong, we have three suits, and cards there are 4. In Mahjong, there are 3: dots, cracks, and bams. And so those are our tribes: the dots, the cracks, the bam girls. And it's kind of like a sorting ceremony. Think Harry Potter, but classier and less magic.
No scarves?
No scarves. Oh, there's going to be bandanas, of course.
Okay.
And I've even been working on a cute twilly, like a little silk twilly.
Yes.
So there's a lot of fun to explore, and I love to support my members. So anytime I find out, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to know their occupation. If I need something, I want to support the women who are supporting me back. And so that's a big pillar. Giving back to our community is huge. And so this year, I think we did 3 charity events. And so we're on track to do 5 this upcoming year. And it is so exciting to give back. Mahjong is such a buzzword, but there's so much that you can fundraise with it. You can do fundraising 101s. You can do fundraising open plays. You can do fundraising tournaments. And so I am so excited to partner and do that and continue that throughout my city and beyond. And it's just so fun. And I'm trying to partner with the Girl Scouts now. We're in talks to do something because who's going to understand the patches and collecting patches more than the Girl Scouts? So I'm really excited for that. And I think the next step is definitely sororities. Come on, ladies, let's do a little Founders Day Mahjong or a Mommy and Me for Parents Weekend. There's so much fun that can be had. And I just love it.
There really is. And we're starting to see more requests for putting Mahjong tables in the house so that they can get in there and play and have that opportunity. And I just love it because it's put the phone down and do something else.
Exactly.
And like you talked about, there is so much to read on that card. I always say, I've played twice now, and I say it's breaking my brain. Because you're constantly trying to, based on your tiles that are changing, figure out which line you're going to go after. And so I just need to practice more. But all of the things that you said really attracted you to the game.
Yes.
That's how I feel. The aesthetics, the mats, just the sound of it all, the tiles. Like, I'm obsessed. And I was like, I think I'm going to be poor because I'm going to buy all these sets because I love all these colors.
Liz, I have so many sets. It's not embarrassing because this is my job. I always tell my husband I'm growing a Troop Mahjong empire, but I mean, I have a lot of sets and I love them because they're different personalities. That's what I tell people.
Yes.
There's different themes. When my company turned one of the companies was kind enough to send me the happy birthday theme to say happy birthday for turning one. And they put they engraved my logo on the back of the tiles. I mean, you can do anything. It's incredible. I love seeing all these different brands come up. I mean, when I first learned, there was one brand. And so when I give my lesson, I always talk a little bit about the history of Mahjong. So a brief history. Mahjong was created in Shanghai, China in the mid-1850s. It was originally designed to be a gambling game for men, kind of like poker. So they would play at business meetings or they would play at dinner parties and they would play for money. Now, there are still some women who play for money. And if you're ever curious about that, just look at the value line on the card. And that's typically how much they were playing for.
Yeah, that threw me off when I first read the card. I was like, what is this value? And then that's when the teacher said, well, it's if you're choosing to put money in the pot.
Points. Yeah. Yes. So at that time in Shanghai, we had a large hub of Americans living there for business dealings and military purposes. Now, at the time in the 1800s, if you wanted to be social, you had to leave your house. So the women are in the city center, they're in the libraries, they're walking around town and they're watching locals play this game. And if you've ever been around someone playing Mahjong, you know the sound. Like when they're shuffling, it's a lovely sound. It's one of my favorite sounds because it means we're about to play Mahjong. So the locals started teaching them. And then at the turn of the century, when the Americans started making their way back to New York, they brought the game back with them. And by the 1920s, it was huge. President Harding and the First Lady were playing Mahjong in the White House. And we see debutantes having Mahjong incorporated into their coming out seasons. And it was just lovely. And I absolutely love looking at old vintage photos of people playing Mahjong. You will see people in their furs, in their coats and ballrooms and suits and gowns playing. And it's lovely. It is a game that has transcended through the decades and is such a fun game to play with your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriends, your family. I've started teaching little kids now, so I will teach 7 and up. And they pick it up so fast, Liz. It's insane.
I feel like they're just smarter than us. They get things intuitively and they jump right in. We kind of get in our own way.
That's the key. They don't overthink it, whereas we are overthinking it. At least I am. Or I was.
Me too.
But it's fun, and it's so nice to see a mom and daughter bond over this, like a little tween who says, Mom, when we get home, can we play Mahjong together? Like, that warms my heart, because now she's not on TikTok. She's not on her phone. She's having bonding quality time with her mom, and I love to encourage that. I have a wonderful mom and a wonderful relationship with her, and we play Mahjong now, and even my mother-in-law and I play, and it's just so fun, because you're right. You're disconnecting. You're off of the phone. You're just playing, and you're using your brain, which is why there's so much research developed to the brain health behind playing Mahjong and how good it is for you, because you're exercising your brain muscles. It feels like a brain workout almost by the end of it, but it's a good time. And I highly encourage anybody, if you are struggling with Mahjong, send me a DM, send me an email. I will gladly walk you through it. And I always, since I give these out to my students, I will always gladly email them to somebody and say, here, play it. My goal is to make you love the game, not to intimidate you with all the rules and all the fun.
That is like oozing off of you, right? You're excited about it. You love it. You want to have other people love it. And so that's why I knew you would just be the perfect person to come on and to talk about this.
Oh, thank you.
So talk about that card for a second.
Yeah.
Like, what ended up sparking in your brain that you were like, oh, I got to simplify this and like try to make it easier for people?
One, my overwhelming sense when I first viewed the card. I have a master's degree, and the first thing I thought was, I'm not smart enough for this game, which is not something I want people to feel. It was just a lot. And especially when I had walked into the room, there was 3 tables, so there's about 12 of them. I knew no one. All of them had been friends. So I was already feeling socially intimidated because I wasn't part of the clique yet. And I don't have children, and all of them are moms. So I didn't know what I could contribute conversationally other than talking about my dogs. So on top of that, and I was feeling overwhelmed, and I did not want that to happen when I was teaching. And when I started teaching my friends for free for about a year before actually officially becoming an instructor. And because I taught so many people, I think that really helped my teaching confidence, because I had answered basically every question at this point. And I really got my feet wet, and it really taught me what works communication-wise. And you can tell when you're looking at a student, like where it's going over and they're not having fun, or they're writing notes, they're shaking their head, they're highlighting. I always say, since this is yours to keep in my lesson, use the back to take notes. Or I give a note heavy section. I say, if you like taking notes, this is a great section to write down because we're going to refer to it. And a lot of times that's talking about our pungs and kongs and what those are. And then talking about when to pick up a discard, when to use a joker. Like those are all note heavy things. Mm-hmm. This card essentially right here talks about the tiles. So we have our flowers, winds, and dragons. And then right here are our 3 suits.
Yeah.
This little bottom portion is going to tell you how important the color change is on this side. So when I teach, I always tell my students, you will be dealt 13 tiles. I want you to think of your 13 tiles as ingredients. Put your ingredients in order by suit and then numerically and take stock of your ingredients. Now we're going to pretend like we're coming home from work or we're going to make dinner. And these lines are our recipe. Don't pick your recipe first before seeing your ingredients. You need to see if you have the stuff to make a sandwich or the stuff to make cake. Don't say, I want to make spaghetti when you have cake ingredients over here. So I always tell people, do you have a lot of evens? Then look at the even chapter. Do you have a lot of odds? Look at the odds chapter. If you have a lot of numbers that are consecutive, but maybe in different suits, then you need to be looking in consecutive with multiple colors. When I'm teaching my children's students, I say, we have 3 teams. Each team has a mascot, which is a dragon, and it belongs to everybody in the team. So our green suit, our green team, which is our BAMs, has a BAM dragon, and that's its mascot. Our crack team has a crack dragon, which is its mascot. And so that way, when they're seeing the line has a D, they know that they need to get the one that's either with the team or with an opposite team. And so I think just communicating it in a way that's a little bit easier than just dots, cracks, BAMs helps, especially my younger students. And thinking about it as ingredients and recipes really helped me because I was the first person thinking, I need to pick a line first. I don't know what to get rid of. I have to pick a line, but think about it the opposite way. Look at what you have before picking a line. And I think that really helps you to feel less overwhelmed. And I always tell students, sometimes it's really clear, you get all wins, you should go for wins. And sometimes it's not very clear, and that is perfectly fine. When it is not clear, your goal is to pick one tile you do not need. And you know that because maybe there's a lot of patterns of all odds, and then you have the one flower or the one west or the one even. Like those maybe are a good indicator to possibly get rid of those. And so I think that really helps because I want you rest assured. And I always tell people life is short. This is a game. Like, please don't put.
It is just a game.
Just a game. It's a lovely game. But you have to love it to be in for the lifestyle to find you. I always tell people your first game is going to be the most stressful. You are overwhelmed. There's a lot going on. People are moving and you feel like everybody knows what they're doing at the table except you. When in reality, nobody knows what they're doing at the table, including you. And we're all in this together. So ask questions. When I have my open plays, I set them up by tables. So if you are advanced, then you should definitely sit on this side. If you are a beginner and you want a little help, then sit at a beginner table. If you're intermediate and you want to challenge yourself to advance, go for it. Or if you want to help a beginner during their game, go over here. So I think that also really helps too, because when you're walking into a room and you don't know where to sit, you want to sit with somebody who smiles at you and looks friendly, but also not if they're like advanced and playing for money. And I just learned what a crack was.
Yeah, right. You need that differentiation a little bit. How often do you play personally?
Probably 3 times a week, honestly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I play a lot. Before I became an instructor, I was playing a lot too. I taught my husband. We have a table in the house that stays. It's permanently set up for Mahjong. It's in the living room. It's a beautiful Ballard table that has like these sections for drinks to sit on, so you don't get it on the mat. And then for my birthday last year, my husband gifted me with the automatic table. So it's the automatic Mahjong table. So now I have another one, and that one lives in my lady lodge. And so we have 2 in the house, always ready for a party of 8. But I clearly have enough card tables and tiles to get a lot of people going.
I love that, though. That's so fun. The amount of tables out there and the different kinds, it's wild. And so just obviously with my line of work, it's very appealing and it's such a lifestyle. And I think it's cool.
You fall in love with the first set you play on because you're staring at it for 3 hours and you become familiar with the suits. And so you want to go for that one. So I'd be curious to know what set you learned on, Liz.
Well, I will not fall in line with your falling in love with the first set. Mine was just an inexpensive one from Amazon. It doesn't have all the beautiful colors, but I thought let's not throw too much money at this until we decide it's a commitment.
I love that for you. Yes. All right. Well, then your heart is still out there. It's unclaimed, and there are tons of options for you to choose from. I will gladly point you in the right direction. You tell me what colors you want with theme, and I'll point you in the right direction.
Okay. We'll have an offline conversation and pick that one out. Now, I saw, I think a week ago, you have a collaboration coming out with Queen of Sparkles, right?
I'm so excited. Oh my gosh.
It's awesome.
I'm so pumped. So one of my goals when I was forming Troop Mahjong was, okay, dream big, because your dreams should scare you. So dream big. What's a partnership I would love? And I was like, you know what? Queen of Sparkles. And I saw Queen of Sparkles came out with a couple of Mahjong pieces. I own all of them because I have to. It's a need. So I need them for teaching. So I have all of her stuff, and I kept thinking, we need like a Troop Mahjong one with my merit stickers on there. So the sweatshirt coming out, it'll be here mid to late August, so kind of soon.
Okay.
And they let me design it. So I got to pick everything, what we're doing. It's all going to be sequins, of course. It's pink. It's going to be lovely. My friend Cherie Lane is a boutique in Dallas, and so she's going to exclusively carry it for us.
Nice.
She's also a Troop Mahjong Society member. So right now, I think we've sold a third of our stock, which is insane. And it doesn't open to the public until the 6th. So right now it's only open to Troop Mahjong Society members, because that's part of being a member. You get perks and you get special discounts and special insider access. And so they have insider access right now, but it'll go live to the public on the 6th. And I am so excited. I ordered 2 in case I wanted a fitted one and a loose one. It's happening. Yeah. And it's going to be so hot in August. So we have joked about going to Costco in the freezer section and just wearing our Queen of Sparkles sweatshirts there, maybe trying to get a little Mahjong game in the freezer section. So be on the lookout for that content, because we are going to Costco.
Perhaps it could be tied around your shoulders over a sundress for the Dallas heat in August.
I will make it work. Don't you worry.
That's so funny. Okay, earlier in this conversation, you talked about, I know it's heavy in, your society is heavy in Texas, but you talked about across the country. So can you join if you're not in a Texas city?
Absolutely. And I encourage it. So I'm so lucky. I think we have about a third of our members outside of Texas.
Okay.
And we have about 4 or 5 of them coming to camp, which is incredible. So we have a girl from Michigan, a girl from Mississippi, a girl from Tennessee, a girl from South Carolina coming to camp. And I am honored and thrilled and so excited. But what I tell people for my non-local members, I tell them lean into our Zooms. So right now we are doing 2 Zooms a month for our summer series. And some Zooms are geared to instructors, because I do have a good amount of instructors who are members, and then some of them are just players. And so some of them are geared towards instructors, like how to host a fundraiser with Mahjong, and some of them are geared to anybody. So our latest one was a recipe swap, and it was how to host a Mahjong night. So I talked about all the must-haves from Amazon that I use every Mahjong night, whether I'm teaching or hosting at home. Like, they are just my tried and trues, from tablecloths to racks that I love that you can get on Prime. I actually just found a set that is gorgeous, under $200 on Amazon. I tested it out. I showed the girls the colors, and it's beautiful. So I want to give people different price points too that they can work in, because again, it's my job. And so it's okay for me to keep buying this stuff. But when you're just dipping your toe into it, you might not be ready to commit, $700 to a hobby. So I want to give people the different options, and I found these really great. I want to say they're snack caddies, and they connect to your card table, and it's to give you a drink holder, but it's for 2. So you get a 2-pack. So it's basically a set for a table of 4, and they are, you wouldn't think to use them for Mahjong, but that's what I'm doing. I'm buying them off Mahjong. I'm testing them out, and then I'm showing them. And then we had our recipe swap. So then we also had a little e-recipe book from all these recipes from our members. Some of them are cocktails. I submitted a cocktail for each tribe theme. And then we had snacks, we had entrees, desserts. It was wonderful to see all the regional recipes come together, and it's available for them to look and hopefully make snacks for on their next Mahjong night. But
I love some snacks. So you had me when you said snack caddy.
Me too. I need brain fuel as I'm playing and teaching Mahjong. I absolutely need that.
Yeah, well, that's super cool. So when you said Tennessee, I used to be in Lexington, Kentucky. And then last year I relocated to Martin, Tennessee. And so just a few weeks ago, I drove back to Lexington for a Junior League Sustainer event to learn to play Mahjong, because no one around here is doing it. And so now I'm like, all right, I need to find people to play with so I can practice and get better. So this is great to know that you can do it remotely.
And I'll look to see what members I have near you, and maybe y'all can meet up, because everyone is so lovely in the society. They truly are. And As adults, I find it's harder to make friends. I mean, when you're in sorority, you've got all your friends. When you're in junior league, you have all your friends. And your time expires in those organizations. You age out. Your lifestyle changes. You might not have the time to commit to it. Or like us, we did our 10 years we're ready to go sustainer. But I still want to continue to make friends as an adult and as I'm going through different life seasons. And so TMS, Troop Mahjong Society, is that friend maker connector. We have one thing in common, and that is Mahjong. And there are so many different activities within Troop Mahjong Society. We don't just play Mahjong. That's our commonality. But we have a wine trip coming up to Fredericksburg in the fall. We're going to Round Top together to go antiquing. Like, it's just a way for you to make friends and have a community, and also go to themed parties, because I just love a themed party. I really do. And I love swag. You're always getting a little Troop Mahjong swag. I mean, it's just a good time. It's basically this world that I want to be a part of. And so I want to make available what I want available to me. And so, and I'm thankful that other women want that, or else I would just have a club of one, me and my dog.
I was going to say, it seems like you have hit the bullseye. This is resonating with people. Yes. People are excited. I know that now I want to go and play myself. So if people want to connect with you and learn more, what's the best way for them to do that?
They can absolutely find me on Instagram at Troop Mahjong or at Stylin' Brunette. Or if you want to go to my website and just get some more information on the society, or book a lesson, or just deep dive into the products that I am collaborating on, you can do that. It's troopmahjong.com. And I'm always a DM away, is what I tell people. I check my DMs daily. I don't like to leave anybody unread. I try really hard to answer everyone on both accounts. And I want to continue to spread the message of Mahjong is more than a game. I want to teach you how to play the game, but I also want to give you the tools to build a community around playing the game. So I hope to continue to do that and encourage other women who've maybe heard the word and haven't played, that it's okay. Go play. You're going to love it. And the first lesson's going to be a little tough, but stick with it, because it is so worth it and so rewarding.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you, Kristel, because I know that you are on holiday right now ahead of the 4th of July weekend, and you made time to come on and to share all of this with us. So Thank you so much. I can't wait for people to listen, and I know that you're going to get some more society members after this.
Thank you so much, Liz, for having me. It was truly an honor, and I am so excited I could chat with you.
Welcome to Liz's House Hot Takes. This is where I take the lessons I've learned over the last 16 years of designing Greek houses and offer you my pro tip. Here's today's House Hot Take. Don't forget about acoustic design. Pretty is great, but if your chapter room echoes like a basketball court, nobody's hanging out in there. Add fabric panels, area rugs, and upholstered furniture to help absorb sound. A quiet house is a comfy house. Thanks for listening to another House Hot Take. For more inspiration, check out the PDR Interiors Instagram or TikTok. I'm Liz Toombs, and this is the Sorority Chat podcast. Catch you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. And if you got something out of today's conversation, we'd love for you to leave us a 5-star review. It helps us reach more listeners just like you. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to check out this video right here or this one over here. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us out. On that note, I'm Liz Toombs with Sorority Chat, and I'll see you on the next one. This podcast is produced by Collier Landry for Don't Touch My Radio. Copyright Liz Toombs.